Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Matters of the Heart and Soul podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Janie Charlot, and welcome to a new podcast episode. Today, I want to talk about healing. We've talked about healing in so many different ways on this podcast. We've talked about it physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And it's important to break it down like that, like we have done on many episodes. But today, I just want to collectively talk about it. And I want to talk about healing head on because if we don't stop to think about the things that we need to heal, we're missing some major parts of evolution and growth in our life. And sometimes we don't even know that there's parts of us that need to be healed. Okay. So I want to talk first about what is healing. I have been in the medical field for 20 plus years. Okay. So I have worked significantly with many, many people on the physical aspects of healing. But what I have learned through my experience is that although I am in a medical room with patients or a client and I am working on healing the physical ailment, that healing goes so much deeper. It usually taps into the mental, the spiritual, the emotional, and I've realized that physical ailments typically show up because there's something else that has to be healed in the non-physical, such as in the emotions or in the mental. All right. So, on this episode, I want to talk about what healing is, and I want to talk about those three layers of healing in respective to that, okay? So healing is to make free from injury or disease, all right? It is to make sound, to make whole again, all right? It's to overcome, it's to mend, it's to improve, it's to make better, all right? And as you could see, healing is not just physical, all right? It's so many layers to healing, and it's so important that we speak about healing head on. Okay. Whenever you experience a traumatic event, I mean, it could be anything. It could be a car accident. It could be a sickness, where you had to go through a lot during that sickness. There was treatment or there was some type of rehabilitation of some sort. It could be the loss of family members to physical death. Anything that's traumatic, anything that stops you in your tracks. It could be a divorce, it could be a breakup, it could be literally just some type of change in your reality, like a spiritual awakening. You have to stop. Anything that requires you to stop and evaluate what's happening in your life would be considered a traumatic event. And that event will require you to heal. A lot of people, I think, push through. They push through the traumatic event. They push through the situation. They push through, the emotions because why? Because society, we have been programmed that we don't have time to stop. We have to keep going. I got all these things to do. I have children to take care of. I have a job to attend. I have things to do. I don't have time to stop and heal, right? And I am speaking from firsthand experience on what people tell me. They tell me straight up, I don't have time to be sick. I don't have time to stop. I don't have time to take off work. I don't have time, right? But if you don't make time when you're supposed to, you're going to get to a point where you're going to hit a brick wall. And everything that you've been stuffing under the rug or that you've been pushing back or that you have been trying to zip through will all come down at once on top of you. And I see it happen so much. So I want to talk about healing so that this doesn't happen to you and that you could, as things are occurring in your life, you could stop, take the time, process what has happened, process what you need to learn, process what you should do different, and then move on. And you can move on gracefully with the lesson that you were supposed to learn. Okay. So let's talk about the layers of healing. All right. Typically, healing is of mind, body, soul, and spirit. Okay. So, mind, that is healing in your mental space, is healing in how you see the world. All right. Perhaps you're stuck in a mindset that is no longer serving you right now. All right. Perhaps you have negative self talk. Perhaps you just have a negative outlook on life that is really not serving you. All right. So it's in the mind, it's in the perceptions, it's in your thoughts, right? What is there anything in your mind that needs healing? All right. Sometimes it could be what other people have told you that you have adopted for yourself, right? So if you are somebody and a parent or another family member or someone in a relationship made you feel unworthy, right? They told you you were unworthy of love or that, you were not A, B, or C, and you have adopted this in your mindset. You may need to work on taking that out of your mindset and healing it, okay? And true healing is literally pulling back those layers one by one and getting to the root cause of why this is occurring. Why do you have these thoughts? Why do you have these emotions? Why do you feel like that? All right. It's not just slapping a band-aid. It's not just giving you some medication to get through it. It's not just saying, oh, I have anxiety. Let me take this medication so I can get through my day. No, we need to stop and we need to figure out what is the root cause of my anxiety? What is the root cause of my depression? Right? Is there something in the mental, in my thoughts, in my perception, in my mindset that I need to look at? Right? And sometimes it's just looking at it. It's just looking at it without judgment. But if you never stop to process why this is happening, you will never be able to heal it. All right. So healing in the mind is definitely in the mental space, is in the thoughts that you have every day, is in the perception of yourself and of how you view your reality. Okay. And then you have to pull back the layers on where did that come from? All right. So, and getting to the root cause of why you have that particular mindset, that particular perception, or that particular view of reality. That's healing in the mind. Okay. So then talked about healing in the body. We all know that is a physical ailment. Um, Pay attention to where pain is in your body, lack of energy in your body. Pay attention to that because energy that needs to be healed will lodge in different places in the body. You may have arm pain that out of nowhere has been there. There's no injury, there's no reason for the pain to be there, but it's there. All right. Healing will lodge in the body. It will show up in many different ways. All right. So fatigue, lack of energy, sometimes disease such as cancer, and these chronic pains and conditions that show up that have no explanation. One of the things that come to mind is the fibromyalgia. Fibromyalgia is supposed to be an autoimmune diagnosis, but really it's pain all over the body with no real cause, right? Now, I'm not doubting that the pain is real to these people who have it, but what is the root cause of this pain? Is there something that is manifesting in the body that needs to be healed in the mental, all right? Or in the emotional and the spiritual, okay? So body, of course, that's just physical issues that need to be healed. Okay. Also, pay attention to your immune system. All right. It is my belief that the creator gave us an immune system that is to keep us healthy, keep us protected against bugs and diseases and things like that. Check your immune system. Do you get sick a lot? All right. Are you always down? Are you fatigued? You don't have a lot of energy, right? Check your immune system. Have you taken in something in your physical body that you need to cleanse, that you need to detox from? All right. There's just so many parts of the physical healing, the body, the healing of the body that goes into play. Pay attention to your body. Know where things are on your body. Know what's normal for your body. Know, what your normal energy level, how your body performs. Know what's normal for your body. The first step is having that relationship with your body. All right. So healing on the body level can show up in many, many ways. So just start to pay attention to what you are feeling inside of your body. All right. Then there's healing on the soul level, right? And the spiritual level. And I make the distinction between soul and spirit, okay? The soul is our mind, will, and emotions, all right? It is our personality. It is really what encases the spirit, all right? So the spirit is that spark of energy, that spark of God that cannot be touched, that is pure, authentic, unconditional love that the Most High God has given us, right? And that is the image of the Most High, right? So that's spirit, that's authentic and pure, all right? Now, our soul, which is covers the spirit, is our will, our minds, and our emotions, and our personality. Okay. So there's a lot of healing that has to be done in the soul, right? There's a lot of healing that has to be done in the mind. Okay. Like I just mentioned, your mindset, your thoughts, how your view, perception of the world is your mind. All right. Your will, like, is your will in alignment with the universe and the universal law and the flow of the way the Most High has created everything to be? Or are you on your own will and you're doing what you want to do, right? So, and that will cause distortions, which will require healing in the soul, on the soul level, okay? So, and then of course, emotions. Emotions is a part of the soul. Emotions is how we feel. It is how we express energy in motions, right? So of course emotions have to be healed, sadness, depression, shame, lack, anger. There's this large spectrum of emotions, and some of them are frequency vibrationally lower than others. Okay. And when you are in an emotion that is on a low frequency and vibration, you're going to feel low in energy. Okay. You're going to have some feelings that don't align with the flow of the universe. Okay. So I speak a lot about unconditional love because that is the highest frequency and vibration that we could tap into, and it is high. So when you are authentically vibrating in a very high emotional state, you're going to feel love. You're going to allow love. You're going to give love and be able to receive love. But we know, because of the world we live in, the things we see on a daily basis, that there's a lot of unloving things that occur in the world, right? So we know that there is a lot of healing in the emotions that need to take place. Okay. So if spirit, at the spiritual level, that we are authentic, pure, unconditional love, and you are not feeling that, you're not experiencing those emotions, then there's healing that needs to be done on the emotional level, which is at the soul level. All right. Because the soul is the mind, the will, and the emotions. All right. So healing is so important. All right. And the most important thing that I do want to mention is that we all have the ability to self-heal. All right. We just have to take the time to tap in to allow healing to occur. Healing does not happen overnight. It takes time. It takes effort. All right. I mean, I think we all have maybe had a cut on our skin or something. It's a process. It's a process to heal wounds. So, on every level of healing, whether it is mind, body, soul, or spirit, will require time. All right. So, I know that everybody is in this race for time, but truthfully, I think that the most important things that we should be working on is to make sure that we are in complete alignment with what the creator has designed us to be, right? So if we are not in that alignment, then there's things that we need to heal on one of those levels, one of those layers of healing. Okay. So that's all I had. I just really wanted to be very straight up about healing and about those layers of healing in the mind, the body, the soul, and the spirit, and how it's so important to really focus on self healing. Okay. Sometimes you don't know what you have to heal until it comes up. And the best way to kind of do a self assessment on things that need to be healed is if emotions keep coming up, all right? Or you're triggered and there's an emotion that keep coming up, all right? Or if there's a particular subject, I mean, it could be anything, right? It could be racism, it could be, death of a family member, it could be, a breakup. But when that subject comes up and you feel a certain kind of way about it, that is a trigger, and that is saying, you still have to work on that. You still have to heal that. Okay. So pay attention. That's the only way you will know what you need to be healed. And a lot of times we project what needs to be healed within us, we project it onto other people. Okay. So if you're constantly finding things in other people that you feel they need to work on, sometimes it's the very thing within us that we have to work on. All right. Because it's just almost like a human response to project what is happening within us. All right. And I have plenty of podcasts, on how to heal certain areas, but I really wanted to hone in and just kind of zero in on healing, the layers of healing, what healing truly is, right? And I think it's so important that we understand that healing is getting to bottom of it. It is getting to the root, and it is healing it, okay? And it's making it better. All right. It's overcoming it, is turning injury into, into healing. That's what it is. It's turning disease into healing. It's becoming new again. All right. It's truly making it whole again. And the best way to really understand if you're on a road to healing is what your emotions are telling you. If you're in alignment with the truth of the spirit, which is true, authentic, unconditional love within you. All right. If that is not what you're feeling, pay attention to the emotions, because it's telling you where in the emotional level that you need to heal. All right. So, my name is Janie. This was a quick podcast episode about healing. What is healing and the layers of healing, and how you can start the process to self heal. Okay. There's a lot of ways to do it. Just briefly, I want to say you're going to need time to heal. So that means spending some time in mindfulness. It's being aware of your mindset, being aware of your body, being aware of your emotions, being aware of your will. Am I in the will of the universal law, or am I out of the will? Am I out of law? Am I doing things, on my own account, or am I in the flow with the law of the creator? What is the will? right? What is my will? Am I ruthless? Do I not want to follow the law of the universe? And I'm not saying the law of man, okay? That's different. I am not saying follow the law of man or men. I am saying the law of the prime creator, because we are all under divine law, all right? So you want to be in that alignment, all right? And you have to do self-assessment. You have to see where you are, okay? The biggest thing that I have done over the 20 years that I've been in the medical field and healing people on a physical and a body level is assessments. So I have learned how to assess. And assess is gathering all the information, gathering all of the information before I'm even going down one particular path, right? It's gathering all the information. So I'm gathering everything. So you have to gather everything about yourself. Start paying attention to yourself. Assess yourself. Know how you speak to people. Know how you think about people and about yourself and the perception of this world. Know what your emotions are. Like when you feel a certain way, where is that stemming from? Are you holding on to grudges? Have you not forgiven someone? Because all of those emotions will show up in places, either in the mind, the body, or the soul, or the spirit, to be healed. Okay. And it's so real, because I've seen cancer patients who develop cancer in different places in their body. And it comes full circle that there was someone in their life that they had not forgiven, that they were angry with, or that they had not accepted in their life. Okay. So these emotions will manifest as physical ailments as well that need to be healed. So now we have to heal the emotional and the physical. Okay. So that's healing, guys. It's so important that we heal. We heal on every single level. We heal physically, mentally, emotionally, soulfully, and spiritually. Do everything you can to align with the truth of what that true spirit, that true spark of life is, which is true, authentic, unconditional love. A love that you don't have to do anything to receive. You just have to allow it. You have to allow it in. Okay. So, and a lot of allowing in is surrendering to the life we think we want, which is our own will. But we surrender our will to the will of the prime creator. All right. And I just said the soul is all about your mind, will, and emotions. And those are typically where healing needs to happen on the soul level. Okay. So that's all I have, guys. If you have any questions, let me know. This podcast is all about aligning our hearts with our minds for complete alignment. All right. This has been another episode of Matters of the Heart and Soul podcast. My name is Janie. Please like, subscribe, and share. And I will catch you guys at the next episode. Take care.